What's up?
Grownup Kids. I'm Jessie.
I'm Seth.
And we're siblings. And we have a podcast.
And I'm the older, wiser, smarter brother.
I literally said exactly that about myself in one of the other episodes. And you're like, whoa, hey.
I know, I took notes. No, I'm just kidding. I actually don't remember that.
But I literally said exactly that. And I think that order,
except for you would have said younger.
Yeah. I was like, I'm the older. I mean,
nailed it.
I said I'm younger, wiser, smarter, more beautiful, more successful, or something like that. And you're like, wow, hey. Anyway,
I'm consistent.
The main course, I like presenting it as like a meal.
I don't know how I feel about it. All right, well, it's fine.
I'm going to keep going with it.
Keep going.
The main course of this episode, to give you the menu for what you're listening to. The main course of this episode is going to be a smattering of hot takes. It'll come out like one of those sizzling fajita plates.
Yeah.
Main course.
Nice.
But and I do have a little dessert for us as well, because I have a little question to end off our episode. So that'll be the dessert. You'll have to stay tuned for that, because not even you really know what that is.
Surprise, 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 surprise.
If you get that one, let us know.
Yeah.
And then our appetizer, as usual, is Song of the Week.
Yes.
So
let's go.
What's your Song of the Week this week?
What's your Song of the Week? You go first.
Okay. My Song of the Week.
Yes.
Also came from my Discover Weekly. Shockingly.
Yeah.
It was one of two good songs in the whole thing. It's called April by Local Natives, which I have a couple other local native songs that I like.
I have listened to a song or two of theirs.
And this one is super. I actually think you would really like it.
April by Local Natives. Okay.
And it's really good. I heard it and I was kind of like, and then it kept going and I was like, okay.
Nice.
And then it kept going and I was like, this is a great song.
I like that.
This is going in my playlist.
Sick.
So it was good.
I will be listening.
It was great.
As soon as we're done filming.
Amazing. Local Natives. April. What's your Song of the Week?
My Song of the Week is Daylight by Matt and Kim.
I love that song.
Fire song.
Man, that is a throwback song.
Yeah. I just think
they have a couple other songs that I like too.
They remind me of just kind of like sometimes their vibe and just the way that it's usually pretty fun and upbeat. They remind me of Passion Pit.
Oh, and Passion Pit's great too.
Passion Pit's so good.
Also kind of a throwback a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. So
yeah.
What song is that?
I know it. Wait, I'm going to look it up.
That's not Take a Walk, is it?
No, that's the other Passion Pit one that I know pretty well, but I do know it. That's like the main Passion Pit song I feel like I've listened to.
I agree with you. Same.
Little Secrets.
Little Secrets there it is.
What it's
Great
called.
song. So anyways, Daylight by Matt and Kim. It
so good.
It just gives me the same vibes. Passion Pit, I think, is just super like joyful, upbeat. It makes me real happy.
Yeah.
Fire song.
They're good.
Indeed.
Nice. That's an older one. That's not like a new find.
No, but I think...
Which I kind of like.
Yeah, I think Song of the Week...
I like that you're bringing some oldies in
Song of the Week is... What song...
It's just a song.
What song this week is just something that just is like tickling your fancy, and it's it's bringing joy to your ear holes, and yeah.
Yep.
For sure, though.
Yeah.
So it could be old, it could be new. It could be any genre.
Something borrowed, something blue.
Oh, nice. It could be any genre, but caveat. Okay, I'll save that for the hot takes.
Okay. Which gets us to our main course.
Yeah.
Got through that appetizer real quick. It's like the bread basket.
The bread basket at Olive Garden. Zooming through those breadsticks.
Oh, absolutely. They're gone in an instant.
Yum.
Hot takes. We each have 5 hot takes, so we'll kind of just go back and forth, I feel like. But why don't you start with your first hot take?
It just so happens I put this one first on my list, too.
Amazing.
Hot take number 1. And, okay, how about this? Can we just say we won't do any qualifying? Let's just say the hot take and then let's talk about it.
Okay.
No qualifying allowed.
No prerequisite.
Correct.
Okay.
Country music makes me want to hurl. It's horrible.
I agree with you 98% of that.
It's disgusting.
There are a couple country songs. I lived with a married couple in the last year that I was in California, and they are, well, the husband is from the South.
Yeah.
And I feel like they brought me a little bit to like the side of like old country that's almost more like the kind of like bluesy sort of.
That.
And that stuff I'm cool with. Like some of that old, like real quality kind of country, or like Johnny Cash or something. Like our grandpa on our mom's side. Like there's a couple of those songs that like he really loved and stuff. And so I'm like, okay, some of that stuff I could do. There, I will say, I've never been a Zach Bryan fan.
Blah.
But there is one song on his new album called Hey Driver.
This is
the husband of the couple I lived with. The couple
this is egregious.
I lived with, the husband would sing it all the time, and he has a great voice. And I got into the song because they would play it all the time and sing it all the time, and it was good. It's a good song. It was good songwriting.
This is one of the more disappointing moments.
Outside of that, I fully agree with you. I hate country music.
Country is disgusting. I think some of that old country that you're referring to, I think because it does dabble with so much more
It's not
artistry.
Just like the country music we know today.
I think it dabbles with so much more artistry, in my opinion, where it is a little bit bluesy or a little bit folky, or
even like almost a little jazzy or something.
Yeah, there's moments where it feels less country and it feels more like singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
But I would say those are moments where some of those country artists, so to speak, kind of step outside of country music,
right? Yeah,
quote unquote, or whatever.
Yeah,
country music, point blank, period, garbage.
I will
throw it in the ocean, hold it under the water, like waterboard that stuff, like torture. Not the people, just the music. Waterboard that junk. Dang. And then like watch it like and then fizzle out and die forever.
Oh, gosh.
I just watched a cop show where I just watched a cop show yesterday where the cop was getting held under the water by a serial killer. So I was like, that was on my mind, I guess.
And in this instance, you've put yourself in the position of the serial killer.
When the victim is country music, absolutely.
All right. Yeah. I will say in terms of hot takes, that's not the hottest take.
It's not.
Because it's a pretty common one.
I started off with number one.
But my takes aren't all that like hot either. So we'll see.
Yeah, I feel
like you're going to be like, lame. But we'll see. My first hot take is studying is overrated. If you know the info, you know the info. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with you.
I never studied. And when I did, I still like...
It did nothing for me.
It didn't do anything. I got a bad score on the test probably more times when I studied than when I didn't. That did not happen
to me.
Okay, well, I just think studying is... I think if you're talking about like studying the word or something, that's obviously different. Like that's because you want to understand or something. Yeah. But for school...
Yeah, for
studying...
tests.
And maybe that's not the best advice. But my personal belief from my experience is it's overrated. Like if I don't know the info, I just don't know it. If I do know it, I know it by the time the test comes around.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of scientific facts that disagree with you.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure I'm wrong. But my personal belief is that for me, studying doesn't do anything.
I get it. And I agree with you in terms of I didn't study.
Yeah.
But
that's, I guess, my point is like, I just didn't want to study.
Which ultimately has more to do with like laziness or priorities than it does to do with the effectiveness of studying.
But I mean, I graduated high school early.
Oh, I get it.
And I graduated with good GPA and all that stuff. So I feel like it worked out.
Same. I didn't graduate early. Graduated with good GPA, good grades. But yeah, I mean, I do think some of my laziness or wrong priorities or whatever. Like I could have done better if I studied. Yeah. I just was like okay with not getting a friggin' 3.9 or 4.0. And I was cool with getting a cumulative, like 3 I think it was 7 or 8 or whatever, and saying like, I got this and I didn't study, fine by me.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, I get that. You're wrong. We're wrong.
But we're right.
All right. Hot take number 2.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going Christopher Nolan movies with this one.
Oh, amazing.
All right.
I love him.
Tenet.
Yep.
Tenet.
And we agree.
I mispronounced it. Tenant, like someone who lives in a home.
Oh, yeah.
A rental. Tenet.
Yep.
Tenet. A palindrome. Tenet is a better movie than Inception.
I agree.
By
a lot of people disagree.
Oh, this is probably the hottest take I have out of my 5.
Yeah, a lot of people will disagree. A lot of people don't agree. And as much as I think all those people are wonderful, beautiful people, probably.
Sure, good for them.
And the Lord loves them.
Whatever.
And I love them as well.
Their beloved sons or daughters, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. But do I believe that I hold a greater understanding of something for understanding Tenet and loving it and believing that it's better than Inception? Yes, I do.
I did not follow that sentence even a little bit.
But you followed Tenet, and that's what's important here.
Yes. Tenet is a top 5 movie of all time.
It's so good. Okay, I have a bunch of film friends. If they see this, they're going to laugh because they know that I'm talking about them. Okay. And I'm fine with that. I have a bunch of film friends from film school that it's kind of a joke of how much I love Tenet because they don't think it's good. And I'm serious when I say
they don't think it's good.
They don't think it's good, or they definitely think his other movies are better. They just think it's like too much. There's a lot of film reasons I could go into that I won't. But I genuinely think you just don't get it, or you don't want to get it because it's like, oh, like I think I'm cool for not liking. I'm like, no, like you don't get it, right? Sorry. So that's my personal opinion. I just think if you understand Tenet,
I think you have
your brain's operating.
Yeah, the way that you
at a higher level.
I do. Yeah. Yeah, like your level of creative thinking and creative problem solving, and then also just like your level of comprehension, right, is elevated.
Which also, I just find it so fun.
I just appreciate
to be able to watch a movie and then sit there and talk about it for so long afterwards. And every person I've watched Tenet, most people I've watched Tenet with, you have to sit there for 30 minutes afterwards and be like,
there's joy in the debrief.
And this and blah, blah. We've discussed, I love a debrief so much. Yeah. Sometimes the debrief is better than the thing itself. And
I don't agree with that, but I get it.
Back me up on that one.
Good for the internet.
And Tenet's one of those. Although I do love Tenet. The music, though.
Oh, the score. Yo, that's crazy.
So
crazy. Good. I think the way that the music, like that whole thing, it just,
he's my favorite composer.
It raises your
Ludwig Göransson.
Yeah, it raises your I swear heightens your senses. Yeah. While I'm watching a movie.
And his
how does he do that?
He's a great composer.
I also love
Ludwig
Göransson.
Göransson.
Wow, it's close.
It might not be how you say it.
Jarber.
Yeah. Which he's won a lot of awards and stuff for his music now because he's done some really big movies. But
sick.
And he did Mandalorian and all that stuff. Yeah. But yeah,
really good.
I agree with you wholeheartedly on Tenet.
Tenet is better than Inception.
Yeah.
By a mile.
Oh yeah.
Hot take 2.
My hot take 2. Hopefully you know who these people are.
Okay.
And this is a funny topic now, especially because I'm in a relationship. But this has been a thread through my whole life. Typically guys that all girls find attractive.
Okay.
I think are funky looking. Like, I don't think they're attractive. Which obviously now it's different because I'm in a relationship anyway. But just the idea.
Give an example.
I have some examples.
Give them.
Timothee Chalamet. Lots of people love him. Lots of people think he's so good looking. Like, oh, they're just falling for this guy. Friends of mine. I don't see it. Someone compared his like head shape to a bicycle seat. And I think that's spot on. I'm confused which way you're leaning right now that you're so lost.
Timothee Chalamet is so good looking. It's
really
insane.
I don't think he's ugly. I think he's a good looking person. I just don't see the like heartthrob appeal. Like, I don't think he's so attractive.
My heart throbs when I see him in a movie. It's crazy.
I just like don't.
That's nuts.
I think he has moments where he's like really good looking, but
that was a hot.
I just think I'm like, okay, but then also like Barry Keoghan. I don't know if you know who he is. He's been in a lot of stuff recently.
I don't know the name. I probably would recognize
stuff that has like movies I've seen that I've been like, ooh, that ruined just you as an actor for me. But
oh snap!
But like he's interesting looking. I don't really get it.
Can you look him up really quick?
Sure, I can show you
a picture of him. I probably would recognize
and then
him.
like Jacob Eldori, he's the one that played. He was in, oh my gosh. He was in like a bunch of Netflix movies and that's how he got famous. And then he's been in like a bunch of big stuff now.
Yep.
This guy, that's Barry Keoghan.
Barry Keoghan. Yeah, wait. What do I know him from?
He was in the Eternals, like.
Oh, yeah. Yep,
but he was also in Dunkirk.
Was he Scottish?
Saltburn.
Is he Scottish or Irish? He's got to be one of those.
Yeah, he was in Banshees of Inisherin, which is a great movie. But he was in Saltburn, which I do not recommend. Like, that's one of those movies that like I vehemently am like, do not watch. Like, especially to people watching, like students or like younger people. I'm like,
yeah, it's
disgusting. It's gross. It's so unredemptive. Like, there's nothing about that movie that made me like think, oh, but this. Like, it's all yucky. It was just like, ugh. And he's like the main character in it, and it just ruined it for me. But Jacob Eldori is also in that one, and he's another person that I'm like, I don't get it. Like, I'm like, it's just a tall white guy with dark hair. Like, that's all these people are.
How do you feel about Glenn Powell?
Glenn Powell is also one that I'm like, certain things I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. And then other times I'm like, you kind of look like every other white guy to me.
That's ridiculous.
I will say though, I feel like I saw, this isn't like, hopefully this isn't like a weird comment. I feel like I saw him in something recently where I thought like, he kind of reminds me of Seth. Like, he kind of looks like you a little bit.
Nice.
Like, some of his like facial features I feel like are like kind of similar to yours.
Fire. Well,
because a lot of people people think he's like super attractive.
I'm gonna make sure I let Kiana know. I kind of look like Glenn Powell a little bit. Just like a little bit.
A new movie that's coming out it'll probably be out by the time this episode comes out. But it's a sequel to Twister.
Oh, I did see this.
And I really want to see it.
Yeah. For sure.
But yeah, those are
thriller.
That's my hot take.
Nice.
My second hot take.
I thought that was a good hot take.
Yeah,
that was really
good. That was pretty good.
Because I think your opinion on Chalamet was just completely stupid.
I'm sure there's other guys too that I just have been like, really? Like, I don't get it.
Crazy. Caden is one stupidly attractive man.
I'm really glad that you think so. I also love that guy. So.
Yeah.
He's got great hair right now.
Unbelievable hair.
He has great hair in general, but his long hair is really doing some work.
Just his whole vibe too. Oh, man.
He does have a great vibe.
Yeah. Anyways, just thought I'd bring that up since we were talking about like dudes being attractive. And it was your hot take. I think
he's attractive.
Yeah.
Hot take.
No, not a hot take.
I think my boyfriend's really, really attractive.
Me too.
Crazy.
I'm super attracted to your boyfriend. All right.
Whoa.
All right. Hot take number 3.
Yeah.
For me. Okay, no qualifying. Even in the middle, this is the hot take. Even in the middle of a moment of sin, which is the opposite of God,
Mm-hmm.
It's believing a lie, all that.
Yeah.
Even in the middle of a moment of sin, God is filled with joy to be with us.
100% agree.
Yeah.
100% agree.
But the reason that's a hot take is because
religious people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Religion would say, no, he's not. He hates that. And like, okay, I get it. He hates sin.
Yeah.
But he doesn't hate sin because he's power hungry or control hungry.
Right.
He doesn't hate sin because it separates us from him, because it doesn't, or else the work of the cross and Jesus is not real.
Right. It's because it hurts us. It's like believing something that isn't true about ourselves.
Like, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I'm interacting with Jude and Maisie or whatever, and they're in the middle of a moment where they're not listening. They ask if they can have like a certain number of cookies, and we say no, and then they frickin' while we're like,
she did that the other day. It was so funny.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
She eats the cookie and is like, now you can't tell me no. And all of us were trying so hard not to laugh.
That was rough.
So funny.
That was so funny.
So funny. Anyway.
But no, it's like,
yeah,
that sucks for you, because like, if you would listen to me, it's healthier for you. Right. If you eat that in moderation.
Yeah,
it's healthier for your stomach. Like, it's going to help you go to bed easier, which means you're going to wake up in the morning more refreshed. Like, I want these things for you.
Yeah.
You're choosing not to listen to me and not trust.
That doesn't mean that you like hate her and all of a sudden are like, I can't even look at you.
Right. She eats more cookies than I say she's allowed to. And now what? I'm going to go stay away from her for the rest of the night. That's absurd.
That's like the moment that she would need you to be like, hey. Like,
it's a joy for me to step in as a father in that moment. And not that I wasn't close to her before her mistake, and now during her mistake, I'm pulling closer to her. Like, I'm always staying right with her and believing in her, and, know, but like, that's opportunity to lean in.
Yeah. I even remember, which this isn't parenting, but I even remember like nannying our cousins. There was a couple of times where they'd be like acting up or doing something. And I would literally, especially our one cousin Magnus, because he was pretty little at the time, I would like look at him and just be like, do you need a hug? Like, do you want me to give you a hug right now? And he'd be like, yeah, like in the middle of being like really mad at me or like frustrated or something. Like I'd stop kind of being like, hey, you need to blah, blah, blah. And I'd just be like, do you just need a hug?
Yeah.
And then like the whole thing would be diffused, and then he'd be fine. And I'd be able to be like, hey, like, do you need help with something? Like, why are you frustrated? And then we get to talk about it.
Yeah.
And it's like a whole different scenario. Instead of like, I'm just so mad at you, you can't even.
Right.
Because then they feel rejected, and then it's only going to lead to more feelings of like.
That makes it all about me. So you disobeying is now all about, I'm losing power and control in this situation.
Right.
And now
which is actually your insecurity.
Right. But God doesn't have insecurity.
Right. So why would he need to go away?
He has no need to convince anybody of his power or his control.
That's a really big thought right there, actually.
Dude, I know. Wow.
What a hot take.
This is blowing my mind right now.
Yeah.
Wow. That was a crazy.
Clip that one.
Blowing my mind right now. But like, seriously, so.
Yeah. No, that's so good.
No, fire.
Love that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even in the middle of my sin, even the middle of my selfishness, he is overjoyed to be with me. Yeah. And he sees it as an opportunity for him and I to get closer.
100%.
Yeah.
Wow. Mine's a bit of a pivot.
That's fine. That's how that's what hot takes are.
Yeah. A friend reminded me that I have some weird opinions on burgers. Like I don't.
This is news to me. I've never heard this before.
I don't dislike burgers. I just kind of realized it for the first time. Okay. But I never go out of my way to eat a burger. Like,
why?
Caden the other day was like, it somehow came up and I was like, I don't think you've ever seen me eat a burger. He was like, no, I've never seen you eat a burger. And I just like, it's the last thing I want on the menu almost everywhere I go, which is, I would say, a little bit of a hot take because a lot of people love, especially if you're at a restaurant, it's like, oh, a good burger with a bunch of stuff. Yeah. But I think part of it's like, it's messy. If it's got stuff and it gets like soggy or something like that, things are dripping out of it. Like, I just would so much rather eat something else.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't like them, because when I have them, I'm like, delicious.
Okay.
But I don't go out of my way to eat a burger unless like people are grilling out and the thing being grilled is a burger.
Yeah.
I almost never eat them.
Interesting. the points that you're making about them are valid, where they can be messy. Things can drip out of them. They can get a little soggy.
The feeling of bread being like wet like that, I don't like it.
I think rarely when I have a burger at a restaurant or whatever is the bread wet. But I think there's times where the bread is like softened or whatever. Yeah,
from like the oil or something if you have too much.
But I think like good burger places, they'll grill the buns where it touches the burger, you know, so that way like the grease or the sauce or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
it's a little crisped up.
Yeah, exactly. I think so. There's ways to do it where that can be avoided.
Yeah.
I get the take, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy. I think it's stupid.
I'm just a chicken tenders person.
Yeah.
I got chicken tenders last night.
Yeah.
They're delicious.
Caden's dad, Travis, came from my life multiple times recently.
Oh, really?
But like in a really funny way. Like he's hilarious. Travis is one of my favorite. Like his humor is amazing.
Sneaky funny.
Yeah. Multiple times. And it's always been around people too, which makes it funnier. Like I'm not the type of person where I would get offended. Like
things just roll off our back.
Yeah, if you roasted me in front of people, I'm probably laughing as hard or harder than anyone else in the room.
Yeah.
And Travis roasted me one day. We were talking about food or where to eat or something. Can't remember the context fully. And he goes, Seth, it doesn't even matter. You're just going to get chicken tenders anyways. And I was like, because there was a point in my life. My friend Rocco used to roast me about eating chicken tenders everywhere because there was a point in my life where I would get chicken tenders everywhere.
I mean,
but I have not been that guy in 10 years, 12 years.
I am that person now.
Right. But now Travis is throwing chicken tenders. So now he's brought it up a second time. And other people have brought up like, man, he's going to get chicken tenders anyways. I'm like, that's not me anymore. That's not me.
I'm not that guy.
I have evolved. Like,
but like nothing beats good chicken tenders with good like buttermilk homemade ranch.
No, you're wrong. But okay. I mean, it's good. Nothing beats it. That's ridiculous.
But it's like, maybe let me amend my statement.
In that price range,
it never fails. Like,
okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, fine.
Like, you can rely on the chicken tender and ranch.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Fine.
Anyway, that's my opinion. What's your next hot take?
Really quickly, on the topic of chicken tenders.
Okay.
At Culver's, I always get the spicy chicken tenders value basket.
I'm not a spicy food person.
I know you're not.
When it's
spicy
like
food is literally
sandwiches or
fine.
burgers and all that.
You're wrong.
I mean, chicken tenders and all
that. You're wrong.
Okay.
But no, I get it. Spicy chicken tenders at Culver's. I always used to get them with sweet and sour sauce.
Yeah.
As soon as COVID hit or sometime right after that, Culver's stopped carrying their sweet and sour sauce.
No.
Every time I go to Culver's, still, it's what, 2024? I'm still asking every time I go, hey, do you guys have the sweet and sour sauce back? And they always tell me no. And there's been enough turnover at Culver's in the last 4 years that the employees that I asked are like, no, we don't carry, we don't do that. We've never done that. And I'm like, no, yes, you have. I've gotten in straight up arguments with Culver's employees before.
Why?
Because they need to know the history of Culver's. They used to have a sweet and sour sauce, and it was so good. And then Stone, I feel like a lot of times that I have Culver's, Stone is with me. And he laughs every time, like, give it up, bro. Like, they never had sweet and sour sauce. He's like gaslighting me. I'm like, no, they had it, and it was amazing. It's really frustrating. So,
what's your next hot take?
Yeah. All right. My next hot take is, oh, yeah. All the new Star Wars content is super legit, and it's a lot of fun.
That is definitely a hot take.
It's a huge, because in the Star Wars community, which is in general a pretty toxic fan base in terms of just super picky. It's like, it feels like you can't please Star Wars fans.
That's very true.
And I'm a massive Star Wars fan. I put me up against
most people
that claim they're Star Wars fans, and I probably know more.
Yeah.
No, I'm not one of these people.
No, I would say that's definitely true.
Is writing articles and forums about the comics and the legends and all this stuff, but like anything canon, I'm set on. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think the majority of the content that they're putting out now, like, does it have little flaws? Absolutely. What doesn't? What doesn't have little flaws?
That it's like, I feel like
let's just be
nobody
happy.
Wants to enjoy the things that they're watching.
They just
want
to criticize.
Everybody,
what fun is that?
I'm like, why don't you just like have a good time?
Right. Like the
obviously there are some things that like are terrible. Like Marvel, like a lot of their new like things they come out with, it's like unwatchable. But like stuff like that, it's like the Kenobi. A lot of people hated that.
Right.
And I'm like,
I thought Kenobi was super fun.
Like,
I think
it's cute. It's sweet.
Did it pose a couple of questions that I'm like, how does this make sense with some of the things that happened in the original trilogy? And even the prequels. I love
watching Ewan McGregor be Obi-Wan, so I'm gonna just enjoy it.
I agree.
Little Leia was so sweet. Like, they did a great job with it. I'm like, okay.
Bad Batch is fire. I think that's maybe one thing that the Star Wars fan base agrees on in this new era of shows. Everyone loves Bad Batch for the most part. Acolyte's going right now.
I've heard good things about it.
I've seen 4 episodes. If you go read comments, or like see stuff that the Star Wars fan base is saying, people hate it. Like,
really? I thought it was like really highly rated.
It's amazing. It's so good.
No.
But like a lot of the fan base is pissed, you know?
The hiccups.
Andor. People are upset at Andor because I have a friend that didn't like Andor because he didn't like that there's no Jedi. Like, Star Wars is Jedi. There's no Jedi. There's no Force sensitivity, like characters or any of that happening.
But even the ones that do have Jedi, I feel like it's like you don't even see them that much anyway. So,
but with Andor was such a quality show.
It was so good.
The story was
what I saw of it was
gripping.
So good.
You didn't finish Andor?
I need to finish Andor.
Oh,
it's on the agenda.
Gosh. Yeah, put it to the top of the agenda.
All right.
It's amazing.
Well, it's going to have to be second to the agenda because I thought that was your stomach.
No. It was just my words.
The 3rd season of The Bear, which you need to watch.
Okay.
You would love it.
Fair.
Comes out tomorrow. So
solid.
After that, maybe I'll watch it.
Okay. Dope. Yeah. Andor has, I think it's 10 episodes. Maybe it's 12. But one of the episodes in Andor is my favorite, and prepare yourself for the statement. It is my favorite episode of any show I've ever watched. This one specific episode.
High praise.
Of Andor.
Very high praise.
When I tell you this episode had me on the edge of my seat, yet also, like, I cried at the end of the episode of Andor. Like, Star Wars.
Okay, well, yeah.
No, it was so
consider it
stupidly
high
good.
On my list.
It was crazy.
All right.
Andor's phenomenal. What else have they made? Mandalorian. Mandalorian has been fire.
So
super
good.
fun.
I really
liked
Boba
flaws?
Fett.
Yes, Book of Boba Fett. Did it have flaws? Absolutely. Was it fun though?
It's fun to watch.
Yes. He needed to be in that back to tank to fully heal, and we saw him get fully healed. That's cool. Redemption. That's great. It gave me the feels. I love it.
I loved it.
What else?
Ahsoka?
Tales of the Jedi was super good. Ahsoka was super good, yeah. Tales of the Jedi was great.
There was a few things in Ahsoka that I was like, but it was still fun to watch.
But you also don't know all of the backstory you need to know.
I've seen all of Clone Wars.
Rebels?
I've seen all of Rebels.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, fair. You might know everything that you need to know to watch Ahsoka, but
I do.
Ahsoka's phenomenal.
I thought it was good. There was just a few things that I was kind of like, wait, what? But
boo.
That's neither here nor there.
Neither here nor there.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Hot take number 4.
You're not going to agree with this one. I can guarantee you.
Okay. Try me.
S'mores is the best Pop-Tart flavor.
That's so stupid.
I know that you wouldn't agree. No one agrees with me. But that's what makes it a hot take.
Oh my gosh. S'mores is the best Pop-Tart?
Don't try and tell me it's brown sugar.
It's not.
Thank goodness, because that's what Caden thinks it is.
No, a bunch of people, the majority of Pop-Tart lovers think brown sugar cinnamon is the best Pop-Tart.
It's ridiculous. It's not even close to the best Pop-Tart.
But s'mores, so I will give you, s'mores is good. Is it the best? Absolutely not.
I know which one you're going to say.
Go ahead.
It's either going to be blueberry or strawberry.
No, and no.
Really?
Wild berry.
Oh,
wild berry.
With like the kind of purple with the blue stripe.
With that blue swiggity line. Swiggity line.
Swiggity swag.
So, yeah. No, wild berry is the best, and it's not close.
Honestly, I don't even know if I've had that one in a super long time. I can't even really think of what it tastes like.
When you
Maybe
picture
I'll have
Pop-Tarts,
one this week.
When you picture an unpackaged and unwrapped Pop-Tart, and in your brain, like you just say this to a random person on the street, and they're now picturing in their mind, oh yeah, what does a Pop-Tart look like? They picture wild berry because it's the best Pop-Tart in history.
I love the s'mores Pop-Tart.
Okay.
That's all I have to. But I'm a chocolate. Like, I like chocolate stuff.
Fair.
So.
I like fruity stuff. It is what it is.
It is.
I'm gonna own that. I'm gonna own that.
All right. What's your next hot take?
Okay,
because we gotta wrap this up.
Yeah, let's do it. All right. Number 5, Taco Bell is pure garbage.
And you told this hot take before we started the episode.
Yeah, I accidentally said
and
out loud.
I almost gave my rebuttal.
You saved it.
But I saved it for now.
Yeah.
Did you have it? Do you wanted to add anything before I rebuttal?
No, I have nothing to add. It's so garbage. It's so disgusting. There's nothing more to say.
They just brought out a new menu in the last maybe 2 months.
See, I wouldn't know because I don't give them the light of day.
I find out from Instagram.
Okay.
And Caden frequents Taco Bell.
Crazy.
We actually went to Taco Bell 2 nights ago.
I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. I have 2 things to tell you about that were so delicious.
Okay.
So delicious.
Can't be true.
So anytime I've gone to Taco Bell, I've just been a chicken quesadilla person. Pretty basic. But
you mean the thing that has 3 pieces of chicken? You mean the thing that
yes.
one bite of each slice gives you chicken and then the rest of it is just cheese or just plain old tortilla?
You're dead right.
And then it's also got one drip of sauce?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
That chicken quesadilla?
Yes. But I have since leveled up to, they came out with a big Cheez-It Gordita Crunch or something like that. And it's like the one big tortilla with all the stuff and then they fold it. It kind of looks like a hexagon.
Yeah.
There's a giant Cheez-It in it. Literally the size of the Gordita Crunch. There's a Cheez-It in there.
Why does this sound good?
Instead of a hard shell tortilla or whatever it is, usually.
Yeah.
And I guess with their new menu, they make it fresher or whatever. It's not sitting around for as long. They make it kind of right when you order it.
To order. Is it made to order?
Yeah, I guess. And someone told me that. I guess that maybe not be true. But I've got it twice. And it was so hot both times I got it. Temperature.
Mm.
And it was delicious. I was shocked.
Yeah.
It was really, really good.
Maybe I'll give them a try in 10 years, see what happens.
Yeah, if they're still around. But also, I saw on the menu, you can just order one of the big Cheez-Its and it's $1, which I thought was funny.
That's funny.
But then Kate and I went through the drive-thru really late the other night, and they have Cinnabon bites.
Okay.
And it's just almost like a donut hole.
Yeah.
But it's Cinnabon. And there's the filling is on the inside, or the frosting's on the inside like a filling.
Okay.
And they were so warm.
Dang.
Actually super good. And it's nice because you don't have to dip it in something.
Oh, right. I
which
get what you're
feels
saying.
nice
Yeah.
because it's cleaner.
Yeah.
And you know us.
Yeah. Gotta be clean while eating.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it was so good.
Yeah. That's interesting.
So my last hot take. Oh, yeah. Did you want to say anything more about that?
I still feel that it's garbage and I'm not going to try any of the things that you tried to convince me to try or that you just simply share an opinion on. But I like to hear that. Good for them that they're getting better.
Yeah.
I won't care and I won't try.
Okay. Well, here's my last hot take right here.
Let's do it.
You shouldn't hang out with the opposite sex alone if you're in a relationship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's about it. I just point blank. I think I've experienced people that have said, oh no, it's not a big deal. And then those people ended up it became a problem.
They're wrong.
And they were in a relationship.
Yeah.
And crossed lines.
Right.
And so I just think even if you have the best intention.
Even if you got it on lock.
Right. Even if you literally have the greatest intentions, it's just why do you need to do it?
Even if you never make a mistake, what's the point?
Right.
Why?
I just don't. And people will have opinions about, but no, but this person's been my best friend for so long.
Don't care.
Okay, but once you're in a relationship with somebody else, that person becomes more important to you.
Commitment.
And you have to change your other relationships.
Agreed.
That's the sacrifice you make once you're in a relationship.
Agreed. It says, am I going to now do the selfless thing?
Right.
To build the trust and whatnot in this relationship?
Yeah.
Or am I going to continue to do the selfish thing and just have the friendships or relationships that I want to have and hang out with the people that I want to hang out with how I want to, yada, yada.
If you're not okay with really adjusting just some of the boundaries of one friendship for your relationship, then I would say you're not that invested in a relationship with that person. Or if that person's not willing to let you like shift some of the boundaries, like if they're upset about that, then like that's a weird friendship for you to have anyway.
They're not invested. So if this is something that you're doing, or potentially like the person you're in a relationship with is doing, going and hanging out with someone of the opposite sex while in a dating relationship with with a person that isn't the person you're dating, that screams to me that this relationship that they're in is not something that they're actually invested in, or actually plan to have it go the distance.
Right.
They're not prioritizing building trust in this relationship. And I do know that sounds harsh.
But also, I've seen the evidence of that.
Yeah.
So many times. We both have.
Even the people that don't ever go and make a mistake, what you are doing in that moment is you are allowing yourself to be in a situation where you can build a connection with someone with no accountability.
Yeah.
Even if that is a friendship and it stays a friendship, you're still doing something like that with someone of the opposite sex, and that's with no accountability.
Yeah.
In the moment. There, present with this person, no accountability. Yeah. And that in and of itself will not inspire trust.
No. And if you have good friendships and you get in a relationship, then that should be an indication that your friendships are good, because you guys are both willing to kind of amend some of the boundaries or things that you have. Because your relationship's important to you.
For sure.
If that's not the case, then you don't have very good friendships.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's our hot take. That's all of our hot takes, actually. All of our hot takes. And we have like literally a couple minutes for me to ask you this question, then we need to wrap up.
Ask me the question. I want to answer the question.
It's kind of weird.
Okay.
Hopefully you have a good response off the dome.
Okay.
You have a paperclip. Okay?
Okay.
In this scenario.
All right, I have a paperclip. Yeah.
A detective has 7 days to find it. If he doesn't find it, you get $1 million.
Whoa.
Where are you going to hide this paperclip?
Okay. Got it. I got it. Okay. I am going to go to New York. I'm going to fly to New York.
Okay.
I am going to take the paperclip with me to New York.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to walk around in Times Square and put my hand in people's like bags or like the hood of their sweatshirt or jacket over and over and over and over and over.
So you're going to get arrested?
No, but people might have some funny moments and sure, whatever. For the entire 6 days. Mm-hmm. It's half a day travel, get there, go to Times Square, do this morning till night. Then I'm going to, I have as many days as I want to hide the paperclip. They have 7 days to find it? Question mark. Let's just say
after you hide it.
Okay. So I'm going to go to New York and I'm going to do this for 7 days. I'm going to go to Times Square morning till night, and I'm just going to stick my hand in people's like hoods and maybe into their jacket pockets in a non-illegal or immoral way.
Non-invasive.
Yeah, non-invasive. Or like they walk by and it's their backpack and I'm just like going to stick my hand in there and make it look like I have potentially put this paperclip into whatever. So there might be all these cameras and whatnot, but now this detective has 7 days to track down thousands upon thousands of people that were in Times Square. By the way, you're not going to catch every person that I put my hand in their backpack or their hood or their jacket pocket or whatever. You're not, because there's too many people and it's a sea of people. You're not going to catch everyone. And then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take that paperclip and I'm going to drop it down a drain hole in Times Square. He is going to be detectives of whatever gender, the detective, they will be so busy tracking down the thousands of people that I put my hand in their jacket or their coat or their backpack or whatever. They will never.
That's actually
jump
pretty
down
genius.
A manhole and look for a paperclip.
No, that's actually really smart. And also
if I put it in the sewer, that thing's
and
goodbye.
There's probably so many other little paperclips or random little things in the sewer that like how would you know which one is yours?
I think I just made $1 million.
I think you did. You're a millionaire.
Wow. That kind of came to me as I was talking.
Yeah, actually, like that was a hard thing to be able to answer, I feel like, off the dome like that with a good, like, foolproof plan. But that's pretty smart. You had it really quickly, too.
Thank you.
Nice.
Wow. I just made $1 million. I just made $1 million. And that was episode 5 of Grownup Kids.
Woo. We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time. Adios. Auf Wiedersehen. Sayonara.
Bye.
Ciao.